This is Out Loud and Laughing. Welcome back to the pod, chosen fam. We are so happy you're with us here today. Brian and I are particularly excited about today because we're sitting down with someone who's essentially the curator of culture. If you've read a headline that made you feel seen, proud, or even a little fired up lately, there's a very good chance our guest had a hand in it. She is a powerhouse editor, a brilliant storyteller, and a true guardian of the LGBTQ narrative. We are joined today by the editor in chief of Pride.com and a massive voice in queer media, Rachel Chateau. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. What an incredible intro. Now I feel like I really have to level up my game. You laid out the expectations so high.
You're the one with the career,
Uh,
Rachel. It wrote
uh,
itself.
yeah.
Very sweet.
Rachel, welcome to the pod. We are so excited to have you on. You're doing such amazing work. You have spent years at the helm of major publications. I mean, I was looking at like Pride, Advocate, Out. Like, you often are the first line of defense when news breaks. So we're gonna go a little deep on this one and kind of kick it off, Rachel. I
Okay,
want to know
let's
about the weight of that though, right? Because how do you balance the professional necessity of reporting on these hardships, which it's by the day at this point, the legislation, the setbacks, while still making sure your platform celebrates the joy and wins of our community as well?
You know what? That is a very good question and something that I think that I wrestle with. I think a lot of editors, especially in the queer space or any marginalized group right now, is really wrestling with that. Um, I think it's easy to feel like the world is endlessly dark and hopeless. And it's so hard when we see people in our community and people, that other marginalized communities that we are allied with facing such hideous headwinds and step backs and attacks. But like, here's the truth. As dark as that is, queer people are amazing. We are resilient. We are artists. We are funny. We are sexy. We are profound thinkers.
Yes.
We are what pushes the culture forward. We are scandalous sometimes. And so, no matter what, no matter how dark the headlines are, at the same time, there's always going to be this counter narrative that is coming out of our community that that is affirming, that is titillating, that is exciting, that is fascinating, that is mind expanding. And so I feel lucky. On one hand, I do have to report on really scary and sad things, and I have to be honest with the audience. But my audience at the same time is giving back to me exactly the kinds of stories that I need to feel affirmed and feel excited to share. Pride. At Pride, like our North Star is always queer joy.
Mhm.
That's number one. It's in every single statement we write. It is a focus on queer joy. And it comes not just because we enjoy queer joy, but because it is the foundation of our community and our resiliency. It's how we have survived hard times in the past. Um, there's this amazing quote about how the way we survived the HIV/AIDS crisis was dancing at night and marching during the day, and we were marching for the right to dance at night, and that is something that I always think I'm paraphrasing, I'm sure I butchered it, but, that is when things are dark, I think about that quote, and it is a big part of when I'm setting an editorial direction. It's in the back of my mind that, I need to inform, but I also need to remind people of why we keep fighting. And queer joy is that answer. So I don't know if that answers the question, but it's certainly something I think about on a daily basis.
It definitely does. I love that Pride.com is focusing on joy.
Mhm.
You talked a little bit about how our history, and sort of the story of the LGBTQIA. And, it does feel like, even though like it's a little bleak sometimes, that we are moving from this survivor story to this thriver story, right? I love that you said that
Yeah.
we're the culture change makers. But, what I love about today and with the work that you guys are doing, it's about, there's a layer about being understood, which I think is really important because outside of the joy, being authentic really matters. So, as an editor in chief, when you're looking at a story, what's that gut check, right? Like, how do you ensure that you're doing the right thing for the community and not just chasing another clickbait headline?
That's a great question. And again, another thing that weighs heavily on my heart and my mind at all times. And I think the gut check thing comes from my personal desire to some degree of just being able to tell our stories. the passion that I've had throughout my entire career. You've talked about out and advocate. I like started a million years ago. We don't have to put a date on it. Back at Curve magazine. I don't know if you remember, this was like a print
Mhm,
publication,
yes.
you know, like it was the thing that came after stone tablets. We had print publications and now the internet. Um, and my desire when I started there and what has been sort of driven me through my entire career is like I wanna tell our stories. I'm a gossip. I wanna hear good stories, and I wanna tell them. I want the joy of sharing those stories. So, there is that personal element to me, but I also think we're in this time where we've talked about the bleakness, but we're also in a time where more than ever, we have to be very conscious about whose stories we're telling and that we're not putting ourselves in the narrative and that we're letting the culture and the people drive those stories. You know, we're in this era of just like misinformation and AI and the proliferation of propaganda and, in intentionally bad actors and I think there's this naturally this institutional distrust generally about everything, but also the press. And I just think that if we take your voices and amplify those and tell those stories and let our audience drive those stories. Obviously, we tell you things you need to know, but also the balance is taking your stories. It's not just like essential. I think it's existential. I think
Mm,
if we want to continue to do what we're doing and tell the stories that we're telling and not be drowned out, we have to let the community lead the way. And so I love writing about celebrities. I'm a
Mhm.
an entertainment person for sure. But the stories that really touch my heart are always when we get to tell like human interest people stories, stories of you know, way people are queering their lives or fighting for the people that they love or just doing funny interesting things or creating art that's really exciting. Those are the stories that when I look back, I mean, I love writing the entertainment stuff, but when I look back at my body of work, the things I'm proud of are often stories like that. So yeah, I mean, I think it's about dialogue at the end of the day, like listening just as much as telling.
Is that what's getting you up in the morning to, like, do your job? Because 'Cause you've been doing it for so long. So, like, what gets you up every morning to say,
My
like, "I."
mortgage, no.
Yeah, yeah, well, you're
touche.
you're
Just
speaking the
kidding,
fucking truth
just
on that
kidding.
one. But it's true, like, outside of money, like, we have to wake up and actually enjoy what we do, right? And again, this the time that we're in right now, like, there are good times, but right now it's a little heavy, and you're at the forefront of that. So, like, what gets you up in the morning to say, "Nope, today I'm actually really excited to do this again and again and again."
I mean, I wish I could say it was some, like, lofty drive, but I think it's just I'm very curious. I'm very curious. Every day, I'm excited to see what people are talking about, what's going on, what's new, what's the new thing that's happening. I wanna dig in deeper. I wanna know more. I'm just a nosy Nancy.
That
And I
works.
wanna do good work for my community also. But I feel that about 7:30 after that second cup of coffee. At 6 a.m., it's usually just nosiness.
I would have to agree with the mortgage comment, and to Brian's point well, to
I don't
Brian
That's all John took from your
Right.
answer.
Clip going on the internet. All right.
that's the one. That's so funny. What I mean to say, though, is we all sort of narrow into what we do professionally, and I love that you said that it's like you lead in with this curiosity, right? I think that's the best way to sort of open up any sort of narrative that we are interested in. So, we just know you've had an incredible career trajectory and that you're just so
Very
important to
kind.
our community. So,
Ah, that's very kind. I feel that's very so sweet of you to say. Like I don't see myself in that way at all. Like I feel like very privileged and like I feel like I've snuck into the room and I get to like share these stories and talk about things that I'm super super passionate about. So yeah, like to me I still feel like I'm very very lucky every day.
I mean
I don't know what I like some monkey paw somewhere like the next finger's coming down. I don't know, but I'm very excited to be a part of it.
I mean, I and this is why I actually really love that I'm meeting you and I'm hearing you talk is, like, you're very humble, and I love that, and I feel like you just wanna do good work, but also, like, I need to give you your flowers, like, you're a badass bitch. Like, if you look back at LinkedIn, like, your early days at Bustle, right? Like, did you always have this ambition to maybe steer the ship? Like, and maybe kind of, or was it more around, did you just wanna be in the room to kind of help make the final call because, you felt like you would take that responsibility more serious than others? Like, again, I'm giving you your flowers, Rachel, you deserve them.
That's very, very kind. So I would like to say, because you've just complimented me on how humble I am, that I just but I am very bossy. I
Good.
tend to like, I can never just, like, be in the room, like, eventually I become bossy in the room.
Yes.
It's just kind of ingrained, like, from childhood, I was running the playground, I was putting on the plays on the playground. I do enjoy a leadership role, but it's more like it's the Virgo in me. I'm like, I wanna organize things. I see problems and I wanna solve them. And you know, but I also deeply feel that collaboration is necessary. I do not think I have all the right answers. I think I'm very good with a spreadsheet and I'm very good at project managing. But I heavily rely on the minds and hearts and interests and input of my writers. I am so lucky. Like, let me take a moment to give flowers to someone who really deserves it, which is my incredible team. I don't know how I got so lucky. If you have watched Pride, you've probably seen Ricky Cornish, who's like our on the beat reporter for entertainment news. You've read amazing articles like op-eds, investigative pieces by Ariel Messman Rucker. Like, I could not do what I do without my amazing team. I love them so much personally, and I admire them so much professionally. And again, I'm, like, waiting for that monkey paw to close because I don't know how I got so lucky to have such an incredible team.
I love that you, like, talk about this team aspect, right? Because we always look at people, and we sort of put them on these pedestals, and it's very rarely that they come forward and say that it's not just me alone. And so kudos to you for that. I wanted to know a little bit around, um, a day in the life almost. Like, you
Mm.
wake up in the morning, you drink your coffee, you're thinking about your mortgage, what's next?
I drink a second cup of coffee,
Yeah,
Correct.
and then
And
and
then
then
Papa Celsius.
yeah, you know what? Don't get me started on
It's my new
Celsius.
jam.
Oh, it's dangerous. It
It's
is
and
so dangerous.
what's
After
your
the show,
favorite
I'll tell
flavor?
you about where my favorite what, I like the vibes. I know they're disgusting, but,
I
like, the
do
weird
too.
galaxy
I
I
ones,
feel
I'm
like
like,
I'm on
love them.
vacation.
I want it to taste like it directly came out of a spigot from Monsanto and has
Yes,
that aftertaste of chemical burn. That
all
to
of it.
me, perfection.
Oh, put
Afternoon
it
delight.
put it over ice and garnish it, and you're, like, ready to
Yes.
go.
So, I'm just gonna tell you, the where I got hooked on Celsius, I've had to go cold turkey on them because I was like, "Oh, I'm smelling colors. I need to stop." But I was handed one by a PA on the set of For the Love of Dilfs. That's where it
So
all began.
Oh, what a good way to start.
I'm, like, talking to Stormy Daniels and drinking a Celsius, and I'm like, "Now this is life. The dreams are coming true." Okay, but sorry, you asked me a question. A day in the life. Yeah, so I drink a lot of caffeine, and then I just start looking at what is out in the world. And I do a combination of kind of looking to see what people are talking about. I research what is trending, and then the goal from that is not just to repeat it, but to be like, okay, what is the story that my audience needs to hear about this? What is our angle? What is our way into this? Then I sit down with our editorial team. I sit down with my smaller team, and then we talk to the larger team, and we kind of map out what are the most important stories? What do our readers need to know today? What is our take on it? How do we push the story forward? What is the most important or most interesting piece of this? And then it's about balance too. Like, what are some like everything's dark. Okay, what are some light, fun things that we can do to remind people that there's still some joy to be had in this world? And we map out the day, and then it kind of varies from there to there. Some days I'm doing junkets, some days I'm doing paperwork. Oftentimes I'm doing a lot of writing, and working side by side with my team to get things edited and published. I didn't mention we also have an amazing social team. So working with the social team to make sure that those are going out, or working with our video team to get videos cut. Just kind of, puppet mastering a little bit and between writing. Um, yeah. That's sort of what my
Sounds
days look
great to
like.
me, yeah.
I mean,
It's pretty great.
but it's also a lot, right? Because I think about, like, what's happening right now, especially because thank you for mentioning your social team. I think about it a lot where it's like, you guys also must be combating a lot of fake shit that's happening out there, right? And making sure that you guys are saying, "Actually, that's not real. Let's write the truth and back it up with facts." So, like, how
Mhm.
are you guys dealing with that? Because your social team is not just putting out content, they're probably doing a good job of, like, doing the social listening, understanding what people are talking about, and bringing that
Mhm.
back to you to say, "Actually, we need to speak about this because it's not being talked about right."
Yeah, oh, absolutely. They are one of the most important voices we have because oftentimes, like, we do our best to always be speaking to the audience in its plurality, right? We are not a monolith. And sometimes we can fall short on that. Or maybe, we're but that's where the immediate feedback comes from. Like, it's not that every single troll gets to tell me what Pride is going to do or be about or what we should think, but I think they're very, very skilled. Their names are Jade and Chris, and they're amazing. They're very skilled at, taking a temperature of the audience and communicating that back to us. I mean, as you say, dealing with all the fakeness on the internet, that's just getting worse and worse and incentivized and incentivized. I won't get conspiratorial, but we all know. We are becoming detectives on a daily basis. We're learning on the go how to recognize these things, and we're in constant communication as a team as we're learning this, as we're all learning this. And it is tricky, and but it goes back to your core. It's like a reminder of our core journalistic principles. Like, you as much as there's a desire to churn and to just like get stuff out to the audience. Like, we have an extra responsibility to be extra careful about what we're putting out into the world. And it's good. It's like actually, in some ways, it's strengthening our muscles as journalists because we do want you to trust us. You know what I mean? That's very important. And part of that is learning as the world changes. Like, may you be born in uninteresting times. We were not blessed with that. So yeah, we're very much learning as we go. But yeah, trust me, if we get it wrong, the audience will let us know.
That in and of itself sounds as exhausting as, just doing all of that, right? Being a public voice for the community can be very, trying, I imagine, but
But it's also such a privilege. I feel so lucky that anyone, including the 2 of you, would even want to hear what I have to say. I feel very, very blessed to be in a position to do it. So, like, are there times where I'm like, "Man, I'm doing my best." Of course. But at the end of the day, I'm so, so lucky. So lucky.
I love that you just said that because, I was gonna ask, right, like, there's work, Rachel, but at the end of the day, like, you gotta shut it all down, right? Like, how do you protect your own peace, and how do you protect your personal life when your professional life is so deeply tied to the political and social struggles of kind of our own identity?
I mean, here's the thing, is there is always kind of like a low grade hum of existential anxiety, whether it be as a woman, as a queer person, as a journalist, when people are getting snatched off the streets for doing their jobs as journalists. Like, there is some of that. And what it has forced me to do in a way that I don't know that I was always very good at this is I actually take real breaks. I turn off the news. I focus on things that bring me joy. Like, I have this year I've pledged to play cozy video games, read cozy erotica, do things that make me happy, right?
Hell yeah.
And I used to feel very guilty about it. And it was something that I struggled with. I felt like I was a failure to my community, to like I was being irresponsible to take these moments. And by moments, I mean like at 5 o'clock, I turn shit off, stuff off.
Mhm.
Sorry.
You're fine.
You asked about off hours, Rachel, and her vocabulary is coming out. So I used to feel really guilty about that. But then someone told me or explained to me the concept of staggered breathing. Is that something you guys are familiar with? So it's a technique in choir. I didn't know this 'cause I was not a choir kid, but it is how they hold long, sustained, uninterrupted notes, is that the choir takes turns taking breaths. And uh, to me, I think what I see those as, these moments where I actually do completely check out, is me taking a moment to take a breath so that I have the energy to go back into the fight and hold my community up when it's their turn to take a breath. And uh, I mean, I know this is something everybody has to personally decide for themselves whether or not they can like what they need in order to feel safe. But I think that we should normalize letting people take a moment with intentionality to refresh, but also to come back refreshed, ready to keep it going. And that has given me a lot of peace because I really did used to beat myself up about it when I would be like off the grid for like 3 seconds. Because, of course, we have these computers in our pockets that make it very possible to be clocked in literally 24/7. So that would be if someone is feeling burnout today, my advice to you would be like, allow yourself 12 hours, including sleep, to just completely clock out of the world and do something just for you because tomorrow you're going to be better for your allies if you do.
And you said it beautifully because I someone told me once, like, you can't help others until you help yourself.
Mhm.
Right, and they always say when a plane's going down, you put your mask on first before you help other people around
Yeah.
you, and that's very
Yeah.
important. Like, if we wanna be super impactful for our community, then we need to be at our best, and at our best is taking a step away to say, "I need a break to recharge."
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I appreciate you saying that. Rachel, we honestly could talk shop with you all day, but let's take a breath a little bit, and and we're
Oh,
gonna peel back
segue
the
tea.
we're gonna peel back the editor-in-chief curtain and get to know the
Dear.
person behind it all.
Okay.
So we're gonna play what we call the this or that, the Chateau edition.
It's time for another round of this or that, the unhinged get to know you game.
Are you ready?
Oh, I love it. I wanna like a
Yeah.
cue
It'll
coming.
happen. John will make it happen.
Cue it in post. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Rachel, I'll give you 2 things. You pick which one. If you wanna give us a little bit of, like, the reasons why behind your answer, we would love that. Okay. Do you prefer the perfect headline or the perfect opening sentence?
Okay, I have 2 this is a cheat.
That's
As a
fine.
writer, a perfect opening sentence. Because when you are sitting down in that blank screen and the muse comes to you and she whispers in your ear, because she is a woman, she whispers in your ear and gives you the perfect line, there's nothing more satisfying except for the perfect ending line. But as an editor, so as a writer, definitely first line. As an editor, it's gotta be that headline because you gotta, like in this world of constant churn, you have to be able to hold your hand up through your headline and be like, "This is important. You wanna read this. This is where the information is, or you're gonna love this." And so we spend a lot of time and a lot of thought on our headlines.
I
There are
bet.
days where we are just, like, stumped, and then it becomes like, I know, oh, the whole village gets involved to crack a headline. So, there you go.
7 PM comes around, someone hops out of the shower and "I've got it," that kinda
Yes.
moment.
Well, I will say once in a while, like, the inspiration will strike, and when you write a good headline, you're like, "Ooh, ooh, I did that. Oh, look at her. Oh, look at her. She's so pretty."
I
So
love
good.
it. All right, Rachel, moving right along. Red carpet or no carpet?
Are you asking me what I think you're
We're giving you 2 options.
See, now you're gonna get me in trouble. I'm gonna say on the clock, red carpet, off the clock, no carpet.
Hey, yeah, all right, love
Listen,
it.
she loves interior design, folks. Okay.
I
Yes.
do, I do. Minimalism,
You
minimalism,
know,
that's what I'm talking about.
do you prefer like, close your eyes, Rachel, do you prefer an NYC rooftop right now or an LA poolside?
Oh, NYC rooftop,
It just
NYC
hits.
rooftop.
It's a
Yes,
vibe.
I love LA, but I live in California, you know what I mean? It's sunny
Right.
and warm here right now. But New York it's just like, you get there, it's in the air, it's in the vibes, it's in the $18 cocktail. Like, there's just something magical about New York, and you feel like, "Bitch, I'm everything," when you're drinking on a New York rooftop.
That's why I live here, Rachel. That's why I live
Yes!
here.
Oh, lucky you, lucky you. I
The
love it
energy
there.
I agree with you, like, when I go to I live outside the city, but when I go to the city, the energy just gives me
Mhm,
something, and I walk away with,
mhm.
like, some level of inspiration to take on something, so, yes. Well
Yes,
said.
I'm there a couple times every year, and every time I'm like, "Do I need to move here? Do I
Mm.
need to live here?" Because I just I love everything about it. I love the bustle of the streets. I love being able to walk everywhere. I love eating pizza on the street next to a
Yes.
dumpster. It's
Yes.
magic. It's magic.
I agree. So after you're done eating your slice of pizza by a dumpster, are you gonna journal about it or are you
You
gonna
know me
blog
so well.
about it? Well, because I was there with you, so I was holding your
Correct.
hair, girl, come on.
So I am going to blog. Um, I am not I am not responsible enough to write something just for myself. I
Facts.
need I need that back and forth. I need to share it. Some people will be like, "Less opinions, Rachel," and I'm like, "No, but here are some more."
Amazing.
All right, we held your hair back. You just finished blogging. Are we getting a cold beer or a crafted cocktail?
Oh, okay. I love a cocktail. An espresso martini is, to me, nectar of the gods. But when I am going out for there's a beer garden by my house. It's like this heavy metal brewery near my house, and it is the place where we all go. And the first thing I thought of was ordering like one of their delicious sours and sitting out on the patio with all my friends and all of the queerdos and their dogs. And like, if I could do one right this second, I think I would go get a beer,
That
a
sounds,
nice fruity sour.
thirst
Yeah.
quenching to say the
But I
least.
do love a cocktail.
Um, are you a heels kinda lady or are you a sneakers kind of lady?
So in COVID, I used to be a very proud house cat, and I have become an outdoor cat, which is very strange. And I have a lot of existential crisis about it. But honestly, if you open my closet, it's heels. I've got like 3 pairs of beat up tennis shoes and like 75 ridiculous go with one outfit heels. So I'm definitely a heels girl. I'm also very short. So, we got to do what we got to do.
You gotta add some height. I love it.
Yeah.
I love a good heel. I had a dance off with a drag queen once in New York while I was dressed up in drag for Halloween. It was heaven. So love a good heel too.
I love that. Is there footage? I want to see it.
There are pictures. I
Yes.
am
Yeah,
not
same.
a pretty woman, but I can definitely do heels.
Okay, I mean,
You
I
know?
don't know, I don't know. I am the
Listen.
beholder.
Okay, when you have your 12-hour break, are you watching a documentary or are you like me and doing some reality show binging?
I mean, are reality shows not the documentaries of our time? They
Facts.
are. I am a cultural anthropologist, Brian.
I
Name
love
one.
that.
Just I wanna see as if the vibe is the same. What's a reality show that you're, like, so into right now?
Okay, well, we just wrapped Real Housewives of Salt Lake
We
City.
did, we
I have
did.
a lot of thoughts and feelings. I'm very invested in those ladies.
The Meredith of it
If
all.
Bronwyn doesn't come back, I'm just gonna flip this table.
Same.
Um,
Okay. Oh.
mhm.
Mm.
I think that I'm very into that. I'm trying to think if there's any other ones that I've been watching very religiously lately that aren't just like RuPaul's Drag Race, because of course we're all watching that. I will say the event of the year for me every year, if you can guess by my background, is the Boulet Brothers Dragula series. I love Drag Race, but the Boulets have my like dark, dark black heart. But yeah, I'll watch any trash. Are you kidding?
Yeah. Oh, so
I
good.
was just last night. Do you remember? Okay, as a connoisseur of the reality arts, do you remember a little show from the year 2003 called Mr. Personality?
It's not striking, but I
What was
wanna
it on?
say,
Like,
I
Logo?
yeah.
think it was on, like, Fox. This was in the
Oh,
era, the heyday of reality TV madness. I was just describing this to someone else, and I think it has been lost to the sands of time, and
yeah.
as a cultural anthropologist, it is my duty to make sure that through oral tradition, we do not forget that there was once a TV show called Mr. Personality, hosted by Monica Lewinsky. And it was a dating show. It was a dating show, much like a Bachelor, right? Bachelor ripoff. Except for in this case, it was all about the personality and the way that they allowed this wonderful single woman to find her true love was that they all wore terrifying color-coded masks the entire time. Yes, like think
What
Doctor
a
Doom.
like a kink.
Yeah, except for straight people doing it wrong.
Right,
Correct.
right, right.
And so she had to select them based on their personalities. It was a fever dream of a show, and it was when we used to have a country. That was when that made me
Oh,
feel
that's when we
good.
were alive.
Alive.
I'm
Oh,
so
the
glad you brought
days.
me on here to have a serious conversation, and I'm
Yes,
telling
we
you about
only care
Mr.
about serious
Personality.
shit here.
But what's really funny is like you were saying, these are the documentaries of our time, like, going back to that year to see, like, how we were, like, you could generally see that at least people had, like, the common sense to respect each other and the country that we live in, but
Hope
anyhow,
that's
yeah.
true.
I don't know. Um, the, I'm it's supposed to snow in Florida tomorrow, and when I say snow, I mean, like, just, like, spit, but I'm just taking it and, like, running with it here, so I'll probably
Okay.
put on Mr. Personality and just cozy up.
You
I
should.
don't
If
know.
you find it, slide into my DMs. I
I
want
definitely
to
will.
revisit it so badly. I watched it live at the time, and it has just lived rent free. Every once in a while, I'll be like, "What should I have for dinner?" Mr. Personality existed.
Do you know what my version of that you know what my version of that is? My version of
Yes.
that is, I'm dating a mama's boy. Have you seen this? It's amazing. It's everything that's wrong
Hold
with
on, it's like it's
toxic
coming up,
masculinity.
like,
Yeah.
it's sounding familiar, it's, like, coming out of the depths of my memory,
Oh,
but yes, that
I'm
sounds
picturing the promo
correct.
poster of like a man sucking his mom's tit.
the promo poster is my ex, but neither
Right.
here nor there.
Oh! Did you hear
Um,
that, Billy?
yeah, seriously.
Close, close.
Close,
Oh,
yeah.
No, no.
Not really. All right, back I'll get us back on track here.
okay.
Are you into, like, a late night writing session, or are you an early bird and you're gonna do that 5 AM productivity? Hit that window.
So, I I get my ideas at night and but, like, I don't have the energy to put them out into the world until the morning. But I'm definitely, like, a brushing my teeth at 11 p.m. and I'm like, "Oh, I should do" that's when that first line comes to me. I feel like that's the time when my internal editor, which is the absolute death of creativity, turns off enough, and then, like, the type A part of my personality kicks in after that second cup of coffee and mortgage crisis in the morning. And that's when I can spin it into I'm not gonna say gold, copper.
Still being humble.
Yes. Okay, this one's our last one, it's a little deep now. Okay.
Ooh.
Would you rather be the interviewer or the interviewee?
Oh my gosh, I have so much more experience being the interviewer. I will say this has been really fun.
Oh, yeah.
I've had such a great time with you guys today. So if it's like this, being the interviewee is a lot of fun. But again, I think I'm just too nosy. I feel like I wanna ask you guys so many questions, and I'm resisting the urge, because I'm a derailer, and I'm trying to leave my derailing ways behind. But yeah, I think I'm so curious, and I wanna talk to everyone. I think I always wanna be the not always, but I like being the interviewer. I feel
The
lucky when I get to
bossiness
get in
comes
those rooms
out.
and ask all those questions. Yes, and I'm a little bossy. I'm running the show.
You certainly are running your own show because you're doing incredible things. Your
Is
Instagram
that
is
a
so
nice way
fun
of
to
saying I'm
watch.
delusional?
I think it's a nice way of saying we're all delusional, if I'm being
Yeah,
honest.
let's save our trauma for our therapist, Rachel.
Yeah.
I probably should get one of
Oh,
those.
Same.
we just think that this is our therapist now. I just run all
Kinda.
my yeah.
No
Rachel, thank
kidding.
you so much for being on with us today and being open about everything that you bring to the table, everything that you're working on. It's truly an honor to have you in our village. But before we let you go, where can our chosen family find you and keep up with all the incredible work that you're doing?
Thank you. Yes, well, obviously, you can find me at pride.com. That's where we write about entertainment, sex, dating, sports, anything in the queer world that is bringing us joy or bringing us the information we need to keep the fight going. You can find me there. If you want to follow me on social media, I'm at Rachy Pants. And if you are someone who loves horror, this is an audio medium, but if you are listening, that you can't see my background is all in it's all horror related things. I'm very passionate about the work that women do in the horror genre that I feel like is underseen and underappreciated. So I have a podcast about that called More Deadly that you are more than welcome to come and subscribe to and check out, where we talk about the work of women, trans, cis, and non-binary folks who are comfortable being included in that space are doing in the genre that I love. So definitely come to Pride first, number one, most important. But if you like spooky stuff, come see me on More Deadly too.
Yeah, Rachel Chateau, everyone. Like, thank you for being the voice that we need. And to our chosen family, stay loud, stay laughing, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, y'all.
This was Out Loud and Laughing.
We're available everywhere you get your podcasts: Spotify, Apple, YouTube, iHeart, or wherever.